So my little girlfriend Alora's here. And obviously, she's a good little Pibble. Today, their second drop-off lesson. We are going to work on getting her not to jump up on people because she's all muscle, as you can see. She's all muscle. We're going to work on her pulling, and we're going to work with her upstairs in a more realistic environment, my apartment. But we are also going to have pizzazz out here the entire time when we're here. When we do the work on the pulling and stuff, and we're going to do some training in the park. Pizzazz won't be a part of that because I want to focus on Alora. But anything we do down here or upstairs will include pizzazz or being in the room, moving around. Other pupper, because she really wants to say hi to Pizzazz right now. Okie dokies. So right off the bat, I'm working on Alora's jumping problems. That's one of the customers, not the customers didn't suggest it. I mean, this is only her second drop-off lesson. She's going to be here for 4 hours. Right now, she's focused on Pizzazz in the other room. She jumps. She's a Pibble. I mean, she's all muscle. She can knock people over. So right now, what we're working on is getting her not to jump, which I've already worked on for a couple minutes. Just a couple little Pibble minutes. So what I'm doing now is, I get so many customers who call me, they say, my dog jumps, how do I solve it? Wait, first of all, hire me. But otherwise, it's a really simple problem to solve when you know the methods that I teach, which are taught right off the bat. It's not like I keep secrets from my customers. Oh, you little Pibble. So basically using the trigger method, which I teach all my customers, basically, I can't even tempt her to jump on me right now. However, it's important for everybody to understand that you don't practice something until they pass it one time. You do it over weeks, months, years. You always check things out. Trying to get her all excited, trying to get her to jump on me using that trigger method. But because I've already done it for just like 2-3 minutes already, she's like, I'm going to jump on you. Now, that doesn't mean she might not jump on me 10 minutes from now, or an hour from now, or next time I see her. But if the customers follow through with what I taught, now this is a puppy. This is only her second visit. My dog is right over there. Pizzazz is right over there. And she's just sat and laid down on her own. I didn't give her any command. She's not under command right now. My training techniques are designed, remember, before you worry about commands, which we've already taught her, by the way, even off leash, before you worry about commands, you worry about obnoxious behavior. You don't worry about whether a dog comes or not. You first teach him not to run away. If your dog doesn't know how to do obedient commands, but it also never chews, digs, bites, barks, nips, jumps on people, jumps on furniture, darts out the door, if it has no behavioral problems, really the obedience isn't needed. But obviously we do the obedience because it's nice to be able to make a dog sit or down in a spot, have more control. But that's kind of the premise of all my training is everybody wants to start with sit and stay. The first thing they do to get a puppy is they teach it how to sit. First thing I do with customers is I teach a dog not to be obnoxious. And also, one thing that I want to point out that is incredibly important. Oh, look at this Pibble. Look at this Pibble. Oh, my goodness. I always tell my customers, you need to love your dog more. Inundate your dog with love. Inundate your dog with love. And so many of my customers, good girl. That's their idea of inundating with love. So I love it when somebody signs up for the Elite program because all the other programs, I'm teaching the owners how to train the dog. When somebody brings me a dog, I teach the owners how to train the dog, but I also train the dog. So I get these videotapes. So my definition of inundating a dog with love. Sit, good girl, good girl. Down, good girl. Stay. Oh, you're good. So this reward system I'm giving her, not shoving food down her face, I'm not bribing her to listen to me. What I'm doing is teaching her, you had to go down anyway. But isn't this so much better reward system? So much of your training actually should look like this. It should be like this. Oh my God, whoosh, good girl. Now remember, that time she didn't jump on me, I literally lifted her up. Now I'm going to go to the jump thing. I haven't done the jump in what, 3 minutes now? Hi. Good girl. So even with me now trying to tempt her to jump on me, she's like, I'm going to fall for that. So think about it. If she won't jump on me when I'm literally telling her to jump on me, she's not going to jump on me when I walk in the house carrying groceries. That's kind of the premise behind the styles of training I use. Okay, turn that video off again because I'm now bringing Pizzazz out here and I'm going to work on her ignoring Pizzazz. So now, like I promised, we are working on teaching Elora to not want to be chasing and going after dogs. Good girl, Pizzazz. So what we're doing is setting her up. We've obviously already worked on this because when I don't have the video, woogie, 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 woosh, woogie, woosh. Good, Elora, good, Elora. Woody, woody, woosh, woody, woosh. Good girl. So basically, I'm playing with Pizzazz once again, using that trigger method that I always talk about, what makes me uniquely different than other places, creating the situations, actually creating the situations, down, good girl, worse than the real world. Because if you can do college calculus, you should be able to add and subtract. That's kind of the concept behind my training techniques. Good girl, down, good girl. So now this down, this will cause a slight problem because they both know the same commands. So through learning my language, they're going to know when I'm talking to them and when I'm not talking to them. But that is a long process, and so I'll never get upset with Pizzazz if I say down to Elora and Pizzazz goes down, or vice versa, because, I mean, really, they don't always know who I'm talking about. In context, Pizzazz is pretty good, but Elora is still in the learning stage. Good girl, stay. Good girl, fetch. Pizzazz, fetch. Down. Yeah, so right there, we don't want her to think it was her. Pizzazz. Good girl, go on. So right now, a little bit of confusion. Good girl, like I was just talking about. Pizzazz. Good girl. But really what we're doing here is we're making this hard on Elora. Good papas. Woo-woo-woo-woos. Oh, come on. Good, Jojo. Sit. Good. No. Now, did anybody see? Remember how she corrected herself, actually. Didn't even give me a chance to correct. She knew I was going to correct. No. So I got to just bring her back that little bit. This is called a neutral correction. Neutral correction, meaning sit. I'm just guiding her. So why did she turn a little bit? Why did she try to shift? Because she wants to be able to view Pizzazz. If I do not correct those tiny, tiny mistakes, it's getting her foot in the doorway. Down. Good girl. And it just gets worse and worse and worse. Pizzazz. Good girl. Down. Good girl. Stay. Good girl. Get your woogie whoosh. Now, I also have to take into consideration, you're so pretty. I just did her nails today. She's her nails, and I put the matching red, and that's why we're using the red toy today. Oh, isn't she pretty? My kids are coming out for Father's Day weekend, so we got her all dolled up. Yes, we did. Okay, so I diverge a lot. So anybody who knows my personality knows that I am like, when I'm talking and teaching, I'm all over the place. You should try dating me. You better have the same personality. Good poppers. Pizzazz. Good girl. Stay. Nope. Down. Stay. So she heard me call Pizzazz. She thought I was calling her. So I can't get upset with her. So I do have to say no and down. But this is important. You notice how I was able to easily stop her with no. Anybody see what she was doing wrong? She was sniffing. Sniffing leads to moving. Moving leads to getting up. Getting up leads to running away. Running away leading to getting hit by a car. Everybody, Elora's owners, everybody should know those micromanagement is why my dogs listen so incredibly well under any situation. The kisses, the love, but the micromanagement. If you're not willing to do that, and a lot of people say, oh, Chaz, I was just being lazy. I'm going to give you the definition of being lazy. Correct every little mistake. Why is that lazy? Because then you get 14 years of that. I'm going to give you the definition of not being lazy. Don't correct a mistake, and you're going to, every day, you're going to be spend 20, 30 minutes chasing your dog down. Micromanage the dog. Stay. Okay. But she's doing great right now. Pizzazz. Good girl. Stay. So I'm kind of trying to so I'm telling her to stay, but Nelson Pizzazz her to stay. So like I said, like in the beginning of this video, this is only where it gets a little bit more difficult. Pizzazz. Good girl. Pizzazz, stay. Good girl. So once again, I said stay to Elora because she was about to move. Pizzazz thought I was talking to her. But we're doing great here. I'm actually really impressed because remember, this is only Elora's second visit. Second little cutie patootie visit. I'm going to distract her one more time, and then I'm going to do my loving, inundate her with love method. Oh, she is shaking so bad. She wants to play so bad. Her owner said that right when she dropped the dog off because she was watching Alora just shaking, wanting to play with Pizzazz. She's like, she wants to play with Pizzazz so bad. Good, baby. Stay. Stay. Good poppers. No. Stay. So, she wants to check it out. It's actually laying on her. How was I able to correct her? I didn't have to do anything but say the word no. So many people tell you, no, don't use the word no. It's a negative. Well, yeah, of course it's negative. It means don't do something. It's not like you're hitting the dog or kicking the dog. You say no. No basically means it'd be no different than if your child was reaching for something and you something hot or something. Pizzazz, fetch, Pizzazz. Go on. Good girl. Good. There's the over your toughy. Good. Oh my goodness. Oh, come here, Alora. Alora. Give me both of them. Oh, the wash. Oh, the wash. Oh, the wash. Oh, the wash. Oh, kiss me. Oh, I don't even know if that was videotaping. Oh, yeah, I think it was. Oh, it was. Oh, wait, hold on 1 second. It was. Okay, but I want. Hi, baby. Stay. Seth. Seth. Good girl, good girl, good girl, Seth. Good girl. All right, baby. So, Alora's not under command right now. Pizzazz is really not under command. Pizzazz, because the word pizzazz is not actually a command. Good girl. So, what I'm doing right now, fetch. Good girl, fetch. Is, I'm trying to work with two dogs at the same time, is I'm going to see if I can control Alora off leash. Pizzazz. While Pizzazz is running around and playing. So, Alora, good girl, sit, down, good girl, stay. Now, this is not supposed to be on a dog's second lesson with me. She's supposed to be starting her off-leash training this lesson. If you saw the videos from last week, I actually started her off-leash training on her first lesson because she was doing so well. Because we don't use cookie cutter mentality here. We use a simple identify concept. We identify what we want to work on. She is ahead of schedule, so I'm going to see if I can keep pushing that concept and getting her to listen off leash with Pizzazz. So what I'm going to be doing is kind of letting Pizzazz move around, her move around. I'm going to go from doing commands to not doing commands. Now this is once again ahead of schedule. I want to see how much control she can be in the middle of playing or in the middle of running around, in the middle of doing something, switching back to obedience, right? She's doing phenomenal. You're doing okay. Yeah. Oh, don't you wag your tail at me. Wooshy. Alora. Sit. So, anybody see this little mistake? That turn. I'm always talking about those micromanagement. Sit, stay. Don't get mad at her. Stay. I mean, she's not even supposed to be doing this lesson. Stay. Good girl, stay. Heel. Good girl, heel. Down. Oh, look at you. Stay. Good girl. Says, where's your toy? Good girl. So I'm trying to get. So I'm going to throw them both into the play mode where they literally. Down. Oh, good job. Wow. Now inundate you with love. Inundate. Football. Good girl. Oh, you almost played. I want you to play right now. I want to see if I can. Oh, there we go. Good girl. Oh, and then down. Good girl. Stay. That kind of down. Stay. Also notice probably why stay. Want to calm her down a little bit? No. Stay. Probably why I have my speech patterns of going all over the place, because I'll be talking to the dog makes a mistake, I instantly stop talking what I was talking about. No. Can't lick my boot. Good girl. The constant formaldehyde frog look of a pit bull. Heel. Good girl. Sit. No. Alora, sit, stay. Good girl. I watch so many people. No. Tell their dog to sit and stay. No. The dog lays down. And they don't do anything about it. Look up the word sit and stay in the dictionary. Guess what's not in the definition? It's my own pit bull. I've got to put her in her place. You pit bulls are such mean creatures. Mean. Do you see this? How violent she is? Oh, yeah. So she's not under command right now. Yes. Once again, I took her off the command. Oh, getting you excited. Oh, getting you excited. Good. Sit. Down. Sit. down. Good girl, stay. Oh my goodness. This is not supposed to be done on the second lesson. My dog running around playing. This is called play training, by the way. Once again, a lot of stuff I'm introducing early because she can handle it. Good girl, stay. No, down, stay, good girl, no. Can't sniff it, stay, good girl, good girl. Woody, woozy, woosh. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna have Pizzazz move, but her stay. Stay, inside. Stay, good girl. Inside, all the way, good girl, stay, good girl. Okay, so I'm gonna now move to just working on some fun stuff for a little bit. The weaves, the beam, the table, the jumps, the teeter-totter. I don't know if the camera's gonna be able to get all of that. It probably can't get the table. I might be able to set it up where it can get the rest of the stuff. But I'm gonna have a little fun with her because agility, fetching, this is all part of training. So many people, they want to focus on the boring stuff, the downs, the stays, the sit. She's doing it. Okay, so we want her to enjoy training. You don't just want to teach a dog it has to obey. You have to teach a dog to want to obey. Because I'm telling you, when a dog is off leash and it's chasing a rabbit, you ain't going to catch it. It's got 4 legs, low center of gravity, quicker, faster, more agile, better shape than you and I. If the dog does not want to come to you, the dog is not going to come to you. Even if it knows it has to, you want to mix the two. In fact, if you watch my training methods, there's a lot more love than correction in my methods. I will correct the dog because I'd rather me correct Alora than that bus going by corrects Alora, or another dog corrects Alora. But in the end, that's kind of the concept we're going for, is wanting to obey. So we're gonna turn off the video. Because I don't know if I've even taught her the teeter-totter yet. I think we've taught her some of the other stuff. So I'm gonna do the jumps, the weaves, the beam, the table. I'm gonna teach her the teeter-totter if I haven't taught it to her yet. I'm pretty certain I haven't. We might do some hoops also. Just some fun stuff. I'll videotape it so you guys can see some fun stuff. Not that this isn't fun. Woo, sit. Of course, this is fun. Okay, good girl. She's free. Good girl. So now this is, I'm gonna talk about this. She's free right now. She is absolutely free. Remember how I said obedience, sits and stays and comes and downs are great, but really more important is teaching a dog not to be obnoxious. She's not under command right now. She's completely free, but she's not jumping on me. She's not jumping into the other room with Pizzazz. She's not being obnoxious. She's not doing anything wrong. If you have this, right here, if you have this, I'm just moving on. If I have this, really, how much of the other stuff do I need? Now, you still got to do it, trust me, because down. Anybody see what she did wrong? Anybody see what she did wrong? It's this micromanaging stuff, no, down, stay, that actually gets the dog to the point like Pizzazz or a service dog or something like that, is making it very clear. Down means down. Down doesn't mean move 2 feet. Down doesn't mean scooch. Down doesn't mean scooch. It's probably the hardest thing to get all my customers to understand is that absolute concept of perfectionism. That's it. You gotta be a perfectionist because you can't teach a child 2 + 2 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. In other words, little mistakes, and then think they're gonna say 4. They've got 1 in 8 chances of saying 4, which means most of the time they're not saying 4, which means they're getting like a 15% hit rate. Now, I don't know if your kids come home from school and say, Mom, Dad, I got a 15% on my history test. I don't think you'd be happy. So don't be happy with her. Now she's under command. I told her to down. She's under the down command, the stay command. But once I release her again, she's off commands right now. Now, remember how we worked on jumping? She did not have to sit to me. She didn't even have to follow me. But remember how just maybe an hour or so ago, I was working on teaching her not to jump on me? Even with me, good girl. Oh, yeah, world. If a dog is not obnoxious, that's your first battle. So when you train a dog, don't think, I gotta go right to sits and comes and stays. I get that all the time too, by the way. Chaz, I really don't need much from training. I just need a dog to come when I call it. Oh, so you really don't need your kid to know how to add, subtract, multiply, divide. You just need calculus. Doesn't work that way, people. So if you're thinking you're going to train a dog off leash before you do all this stuff, she's sniffing, by the way. Oh, she corrected herself. You knew I was going to. Oh, wait, actually, she was allowed to sniff. She's not under command right now. Okay, I'm going to turn this video off so I can work on some fun stuff for a while. Good girl. Good girl. Jump. Good girl. Jump. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Teeter. Good girl. Teeter. Good girl. Teeter. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait. No. Okay, let's go. Good girl. Good girl. Beam. Beam. Wooda. Wooda. Woosh. Come on over here. Weave. Weave. Good girl. Good girl. Weave. Good girl. Weave. Good girl. Weave. Oh, let's go back this way. Oh, I got it. Weave. Good girl. Weave. My bad. My bad. My bad. You gotta wait for it. Good girl. Weave. 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 Good girl. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And jump. Wooda. Wooda. Woosh. And jump. Let's go back this way. And jump. Good girl. Good girl. And jump. Let's go back this way. And jump. Good girl. And jump. Wooda. Wooda. Woosh. Good girl. Teeter totter. Teeter. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. All the way, and slow down. And let's get up. And one more beam. Beam, 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 beam. Oh, there, let's go beam. Oh, there, beam, 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 beam. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Stay. Good girl. Hoop. Good girl. Hoop. Let's go back this way real quick. Hoop. Good. Oh, hoop. Well, that was a lazy move. Okay, let's do that one more time. Sit. Good girl. Stay. Good girl. Hoop. Good girl. Good girl. Hoop. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Wait till I put butane on this. Like that. Oh, I won't do that. No circus dogs for you. None for you. So this is the first day. I just taught her the hoop maybe 5 minutes ago. The teeter-totter about 5 minutes ago. Lots of praise. You notice that was all about praise. All about praise. Are you looking for a toy? Are you doing wooshy whoosh? Good girl. So, I just wanted to have some fun. I actually had to take a potty break with her. Somebody has a little bit of diarrhea, a little bit too much grass in her diarrhea. Talk to the owners about that, but I'll just say it right now. It's okay for dogs to eat grass. It's not like it's horrible. But if you see them eat grass, don't let them. It's not like a smorgasbord. They just can't eat. If you see a dog chewing on grass, just say no. If you've taught your dog properly, no should stop them from chewing on the grass, eating the grass. But if you just let them eat it, they can't digest grass. They're not cows. So what's going to happen is she has diarrhea right now. So I have to be careful about the introduction of having her do it into my apartment because really don't want little skid marks all over my house if you're going to have diarrhea. So what we're going to do now is we are going to work on her pulling. I'm going to take her for a good long walk for pulling, maybe train her in the park for a little bit. Hopefully I don't get rained on. Definitely going to have a sweat top on because although I'm sweating right now, we're going to be outside. It's a little bit chillier out. Not super chilly, but maybe like 58, 62 degrees. Sweat top weather. How's that sound? Does that sound like a good plan? Oh, you can't see her. She's right here. Right here, wish. Laura. Good girl, good girl, good girl. I was talking to her, Laura. Yes, I was. I was talking. Her release command is Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo. Doesn't mean she has to do whatever. She just doesn't have to do the last command I gave. Ever so often I watch videos of these people who call themselves trainers, and they say, pit bull's not a good dog to have. Or they'll say a Malinois. Don't have a Malinois. If you're going to have a Malinois, it's going to do this. If you're going to have a pit bull, it's going to do this. If you're going to have a border collie, it's going to do this. Amateurs, training can override anything. I mean, she's not hurting us. She's not killing me. Anybody who calls himself a trainer who says you should not own a certain breed of dog, don't go to them. Just literally don't go to them. They obviously don't understand dog training. They don't understand how to train a dog. They don't understand what a dog actually is. Now, yes, if you own certain breeds, there are things you have to be aware of. But training will overcome anything when done properly. I get people with, Alaskan Malamute, Siberian Huskies. They call me on the phone and they say, Chaz, I already understand I'll never be able to get my dog to listen off leash. I love it when non-professionals tell me they already know their dog. I always humor myself. It's just a game I play. I say, why? I already know what their answer is going to be. These dogs were bred to run. Yeah, try to hook them on a sled if you can't make them stay. I get that all the time. The breed does not determine the outcome. The socialization, the praise, the love, the training determines the outcome.
Anything else is excuses made by amateurs who don't know what they're doing. And by the way, if you're ever a customer who does this, don't call a dog trainer and say, well, I've had dogs all my life, or I've had golden retrievers all my life. Please do not do that. You've also had cars all your life. You can't take one apart and put it back together. You've had houses all your life. You don't know plumbing. You don't know electricity. Having something does not give you some knowledge of something. It doesn't work that way. Train 15,000 dogs, you might have some knowledge. Own a dog? Don't get fooled into thinking you know what you're talking about. So, I would never tell a doctor how to treat me for surgery. I would never tell a groomer how to groom my dog. Actually, I groom it myself now because my groomer retired. I would never tell a mechanic how to fix my car. Why? Because I've had cars all my life, but I still don't know how to take one apart and put it back together. It's not my forte. I like animals, I like nature. Anyway, that's my little rant on customers not saying they know. Because if you knew your dog, I mean, honestly, if you knew your dog, then why the heck are you talking to a dog trainer? You obviously don't know your dog. That's where the trainer comes in. The trainer will give you the knowledge. The mechanic will give you the knowledge. The plumber will do that. That's why we hire people. Okay, back to work.
So, cars zooming by. The customers asked me to work on Alora's pulling problem. Now, most problems, just so you know, are actually relatively easy to solve. Now, this is a relatively easy walk. I mean, I'm taking advantage of cars. Going to take advantage of this biker going by. We're going to the park. Hopefully there'll be people there, but it's not the best of days. No. See how I slowed her down with that word no? Right as this biker is going by. Good pup. No. So she thought about looking at the biker. No. I'm able to control her with the word. There goes the biker that way. Oh, another car coming. Now, I did ask them to show up 15 minutes early before their lesson ends. No. Now, I can also not use the word no. I can also use a... but most problems, if you hire the right person, so research your trainers out there, especially if you don't live in this area. Watch the videos they have of training dogs, if they have videos of training dogs. See how they interact, but see what they say. Listen to what they say. See if it makes sense. Nope. Sit. Good girl. Good. So this is, like I said, I'm on Mitchell right now. It's not as busy as her next lesson, where I'll be making her do this on National and Greenfield and Miller Parkway, especially by those busy intersections. Although right now it seems like it's quite busy here. Good girl. Good girl. No. So I'm going to show him what I did, where within, I mean, right now, I'm only about, let's see, this is 3 blocks from where I started. So in 3 blocks, she's already not pulling. Now, this says a bunch of things. First of all, it does say the customers are basically doing it right. They just need that little micromanagement from me to get them over the hump. Once again, you saw how I slowed her down. She wasn't paying attention. She started to get ahead. All I had to do was go, it's a positive correction. Positive corrections and no. Negative, or verbal corrections, they're used in replace of physical corrections. Once you've trained a dog properly, let's see if we can really get her to screw up. I'll speed it up. Now, watch how I use the word no. No. Stopped her on a dime. Do it again, but I'll use the praise method this time. Good girl, good girl. Good girl. It's about attention. A dog that's paying attention to you is not paying attention to everything else. I'm going to turn this video off. Maybe we splice it with another video if I can get around more people. But, good girl. I'm not overly concerned about the people right now because I'm just trying to get over this hump. No. Good girl. Next time I see him, I'll be doing the really hard stuff. But she's doing great. Okay, so she's not pulling anymore. However, we're taking advantage of the fact that we got a couple little dogs over there that are off leash, and she knows it. Good girl. She wants to pay attention to them. So it's only been like 4 blocks since we were working on her pulling. No. So now we're going to work on her obedience. And this is going to be a little bit more difficult with those dogs directly behind her. Sit. Yes, you've seen her work with pizzazz. And you've seen her work with pizzazz running around. And you've seen her do it in the store. But one thing everybody has to understand about a dog is every time you go someplace new, it's a new environment. No matter how simple you as a human think it is, she's never been trained here. Down. Good girl. She's never been trained with 2 little Chihuahua type dogs on the other side of the street running around. Good girl. Good girl. Come. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. So whenever I get an opportunity, since I really don't need to work on the pulling right now so much, is because she's doing fine, is I'm going to do some obedience. I'm going to do obedience in different areas, which includes on the sidewalks, you know, as I'm crossing a street, and that park that we're headed up to right over there, because she's never been in that park before. No, sit. No, good girl. Wooja, 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 wooja. And you've seen her do it in my grass, so we know she can do it in grass, but that park has probably got a lot of good doggy smells and stuff, right? A lot of good doggy smells. So we've just gotten to the park, and kind of like I said, it's kind of cold out, so not too many people here. Oh, there's two, maybe three dogs way over there. I think it's two. I did way over there. There's a dog, but all these dogs are so far away. I'm hoping they kind of hook back this way. But the key thing here is a new environment. Down. No. Down. See how she wanted to sniff there? No sniffing. Now, why isn't she allowed to sniff? Because I said so. I don't need a reason. It's kind of a power play without being mean, but basically we want to teach her, hey, I gave you a command, you got to obey. Now, you notice I'm purposely staying in the grass here because there's a lot more smells in the grass. The park is surrounded by a sidewalk, and you can walk on the sidewalk. That's that dog way over there, by the way. Good girl. Down. Oh, you didn't know I was going to do that, did you? Good girl. No. Good girl. So all we're trying to do is a new environment. Now, why? The reason a new environment is so important, and I'm going to tease you people because this is common, is how many times has your dog made a mistake, and instead of correcting your dog, how many times are you guys guilty of saying something like, oh, she's excited, she's distracted, she hasn't seen me other day? Nope. There's other dogs around. How many times are you guys guilty of that? Oh, you are guilty. You are so guilty. I've been doing this for 38 years. So I'm going to ask you a question. Down. Stay. No. Good girl. If you asked your child what 2 + 2 is, and they said 7, would you honestly say, oh, you haven't seen me all day, there's other kids around, you're outside? Or would you correct them? That's that micromanagement I'm talking about. If you don't correct them, you're literally teaching them that the command isn't the important part, but the environment that it's given in. So every time you make an excuse for a new environment, you're literally teaching them that sit or stay or come or down has a completely different meaning. And we don't want to do that. We want to teach the dog that sit means sit no matter where you are. 2 + 2 = 4. Stay no matter what. I am so overdue for some massive amounts of loving. Oh, good. These pit bulls are so violent. They're so violent. Now remember, this is training. I am literally training this Pibble right now. I am training her to want to obey me. I am training her. Oh, they're going to grab that tail. Oh, I got your tail. Oh, they're going to grab that. I am actually training her by making her enjoy this. Hi, Wibble. Hello, Wibble. I gain nothing from this. I absolutely cannot gain anything from this. It's strictly my altruistic tendency to sacrifice myself. I don't like to be kissed. No. I don't like to love puppers. No. I am such a giving person. Okay, so down. Good. Nope. Down. Good girl. Stay. Now, I'm just going to have some fun here. See how those dogs are pulling him all over the place. That's what most people have. Most people don't understand that there are other options besides getting dragged. That dog off a leash would be getting hit by a car right now. That dog would be getting hit by that car right there. Please, people, get your dogs trained. I mean, no. All I had to do was say no, or go to get her to not only stop sniffing, but to stop paying attention to those two dogs that are obviously, she knows they're by, and they're pulling. And so they're all excited. Heel. Good girl. When you train a dog, sit, especially when you go through the elite program with me, down, nope, down. Now, see that little turn? We've talked about that, micromanaging. Down, nope, down, little turn. That's still about 2 inches too much. Nope, down, stay. Nope, can't sniff. Like I said, she's never been to this park before. Lots of dogs, obviously, have been to this park. What the hell was I talking about, by the way? Shit, I can't remember what I was talking about. Talking about the importance of training a dog. Oh, when you train a dog, stay. Just think how much freedom you're giving this dog. This dog is going to be able to listen off leash in parks. Those dogs can't even listen on leash without pulling and pulling. Yes, a lot of people make the mistake of saying, oh, but I want my dog to have a life. Have you seen Pizzazz? Pizzazz goes hiking with me. Pizzazz goes camping with me. Pizzazz can be off leash anywhere, any place, anytime, although I do not do that, only because, you know, first of all, nobody else knows she's trained and they might freak out. But when we're out by ourselves in the wild and stuff, that's freedom. That is freedom. Her predecessor, Lily, had traveled the entire continental United States with me. She's been to all 48 of the states. I had to go to Hawaii and Alaska without her. And, I mean, talk about freedom. Talk about freedom. Sit down. Because I know when I tell my dogs to sit and I tell my dogs to down, no, they're going to do it. Now, you see how I stop her from sniffing here, stopped her from sniffing there, stopped her from sniffing there, stopped her from sniffing there. Remember how I was saying every time you change the environment, no matter how, if the dog is looking for an excuse, because you give it excuses, the dog is going to think, well, oh, this is a good one. That's the other dog way over there. Stay. I've seen that dog drag them all over the place. Stay. Good baby. Stay. So I'm going to chitter chatter and yip and yap with you about things. Anything you guys want to talk about? I just want to take advantage of them coming with the dog so that, I mean, this is really, Elora is just learning to be a well-behaved dog. That's all it is. I'm going to actually make it a little bit harder for Elora because I'm going to stay. Now, you notice I remember how I said you can always keep talking to a dog. You can repeat commands, stuff like that. What I'm doing is getting a little bit farther away from her, tempting her more. Definitely hoping these people get closer. I really don't want to keep pointing cameras at people. It's kind of rude. They're not quite going the way I wanted them to go. They're going to the side. But nonetheless, I'm going to make this a little bit harder for Elora. I'm going to have her come to me. And then by making her move, once again, new environment. So do I have to still obey right after I've moved? Come. Nope. Come. Nope. Sit. Good girl. Stay. Teeny, teeny little turn. Hi. Good girl. Sit. Stay. Down. Stay. Rewind that little bit there. Right there. They don't know I'm pointing it. Oh, they looked at me. Ooh, don't look at me. Oh, she's just shoving treats down her dog's face. Oh, gosh. Why do you guys go to work? Because they shove treat down your face. It costs payment. They stop paying you, you'll stop doing the commands. You'll stop going to work. Well, it's the same thing with the dog. I mean, that's treat after treat after treat. She's reaching in for more treats. She's literally reaching in for more treats. And the dog is still pulling. So the dog is not even obeying her. But she's just shoving treats down his face. Because I've seen this dog before, and this dog is like tried to pull her. And when I walk by with Pizzazz, obviously I live in this neighborhood. So, but go back, rewind to what I was saying is, you notice the second I said come, for a second she wanted to head towards the dog. I was able to stop her with nothing more than the no method or the praise method. Because by keeping her attention on me, she stops paying attention to that type of stuff. Okay. I did your Pibbles. Hello, Pibbles. So, she's doing great. We're using the park now for sniffing. Oh, good, she's sniffing. Nope. Shit, she stopped. So I've noticed the faster I move, the more she's prone to sniff. Sit. She was about to sniff right there. Now, the reason I'm doing this is sniffing. Let's just talk about sniffing. A dog's nose is so powerful. They can smell 1 drop of blood in 1,000,000 gallons of... Oh, wait, that's a shark. They can find people buried in avalanches. They can find people missing in woods. So her just breathing right now. Breathing. And she's sniffing. She can't help but... sniff. She's coming. A dog's nose is hundreds, if not thousands of times more powerful than a human's. So right there, you can see she's sniffing. Now, what I'm trying to get to, though, is... Oh, well, she stopped. But like that one first time, and then you just rewind the video. Right there. No. I just stopped her from sniffing with the word no. Now, why am I bringing this up to a point? I want to go back to something I said in an earlier video where I said... when people make excuses for the dog, oh, my dog's a Malinois, they're biters, or my dog is a pit bull, it can't be trusted, or my dog is a husky, it runs, or my dog is a border collie, it herds. A dog's nose is one of the most powerful instincts they have. It's smelling, sniffing. All dogs. I was able to stop her from that most powerful instinct just with the word no. So if somebody can't stop a Malinois from biting, if somebody can't teach a border collie not to herd, oh, big yawn, sorry I'm boring you with this speech. they're just making excuses. Just means they do not know what they're talking about. I just stopped this dog from smelling, from sniffing, and this is only her second lesson. So please, please don't be those type of people who think you're predisposed to understand a dog simply because you own one, or you're going to go with the constant excuses of sit, instead of training the dog, making excuses for the dog. In a wolf pack, the only two dogs allowed to mate are the alpha male and alpha female. Now, reproduction is the second, love it, cherish it, honor it, is the second most powerful instinct. Ooh, two dogs in the tennis court there. Is the second most powerful instinct in a dog is reproduction. Most powerful, obviously, being survival. Sit. Did you know in a wolf pack, only those alpha male and alpha female are allowed to reproduce? I mean, to have sex, to mate. That means a wolf, an alpha male, wolf, alpha male. That means wolves taught other wolves, sit, to ignore each other's, you know, when a female goes in heat. You get people who are so silly, you know, like with protection trained dogs. They'll say, oh, you want to, male protection trained dogs aren't as good because all you have to do is bring a female in heat and, oh, you can throw that away. That's perfect. You just put a female in heat by a male protection trained dog and he'll forget everything. Oh, really? A wolf pack can teach him to ignore that. Once again, don't use those excuses. I can stop a dog from sniffing. There's two kids over there running around. One of them actually talking to me. Training is everything. Well, actually, the most important thing is, of course, exposure. Socialize your dog, socialize your dog, socialize your dog. Play with your dog, kiss your dog, love your dog. But get your dog trained. And you can do anything. Laura's only on her second lesson. She's just a puppy. And this dog is phenomenal. These people are going to be able to go camping with this dog. These people are going to go hiking with this dog. Totally off leash. She's only like 5.5 months old now. Well, I'm going to have her off leash in the Kettle Moraine by her last lesson. Honestly, I could probably do it on her next lesson, which is only her third of 5 drop-off lessons, and they still have a few more, 2 more 50-minute lessons, and they have 3 more 30-minute lessons. So I could get her doing it actually right now. She is just awesome. You are awesome. You want to say, hey, you're little kids, don't you? She wants to, but she knows she can't. That's the important part. So 2 dogs over there, 2 dogs in the tennis court. Those dogs are pulling. Those dogs have to be in a tennis court to be even off leash. Another dog over there. Hey, I'm actually lucking out. Remember how I said nobody's going to be out here in the cold? Ooh, another dog over there. Oh my goodness. Everybody's staying on the sidewalk. I like to do it in the grass where it's harder. But of course, they're not here to train the dogs. Oh, a bird just flew by. Nope, no. See, I was able to stop her with just the word no. All I'm doing is showing off Allura right now. I'm not actually overly concerned about things. She's ignoring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dogs and a bird that's flying all over the place. Another dog over there. Looks like somebody else is coming with a dog. 2 dogs over there. Look at all these dogs pulling, pulling, pulling. And then, nope, Allura, the prettiest little princess in the world. And she's only 5 months old, and this is only her second lesson. I love this dog. I love the owners. I don't love. Okay, so most dogs, if they've never been up staircases that are a little bit nervous. You can see she's nervous. So what we're going to do, and this is what I always tell people, more important than dog training, don't quote me on that, people, more important than dog training is actually exposure. Dogs are instinctually very nervous of that which they don't understand. Not going to need a stairmaster today. So that was just one time. That was our first time. She found out it was okay. She found out it was nothing to be scared of. Let's see how quickly she learns this. Most dogs learn it relatively quickly with just a couple times. So, you ready? Ready? There we go. Now, there you go. Confidence, stuff like that. But now we're just going to teach her. I didn't want to correct her for getting ahead of me, simply because she was showing absolute confidence. So, perfect example of why exposure is so important. However, now I'm going to make sure she understands she can't get ahead of me. I just wanted to see that confidence build. Exposure. Good girls. You're tired. It was a long lesson for you, wasn't it? Wasn't it a very long lesson? Let you rest. You did a good job at work today. Yes, you're such a good worker. You're such a good worker. And you're going to become best friends like all the dogs do that are on my elite program. You all become best friends with Pizzazz, and before that, with Lily. Woody, 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 woosh. Oh, such a little puppers. Good puppers. Oh my goodness, what is that? That little pibble tail? Oh, you gonna look at that little pibble tail? Oh, you want to kiss her now? Is you girlfriends? Are you both girlfriends right now? You so cute. Hi. Got the woo. You're tired. You're the woo. Oh my. Good girls.